What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have WWE top 10 facts about Vince McMahon. Let's go on to number 10, which is the World Bodybuilding Federation. Depending on your age, you either forgot or never knew about the World Bodybuilding Federation. McMahon wanted to compete with the International Federation of Bodybuilders, but nobody was entertained with seeing bodybuilders pose in front of cameras. The company only lasted a little under 2 years until Vince woke up and said, well, that failed, and then he later proceeded to close down. It's the effort that matters, right, Vince? Keep going, Vince, you got it! I believe in you! Number 9, the XFL. The World Bodybuilding Federation wasn't the only stupid idea of Vince McMahon. Football was hot and gaining tons of viewers. Vince was like, ooh, viewers, money, ratings, ooh. So Vince wanted to get in on the money. McMahon decided to compete against the NFL. Okay, you got it, Vince. I believe in you. I still believe. Remember I said that in number 10. But his league became a massive failure. Alright, so I don't believe in you anymore. The XFL lasted a season until the show was canceled. Number 8, McMahon holds a Guinness World Record. McMahon makes history all the time. He is a promoter, father, businessman, but he also wrestled a few matches here and there. In 1999, McMahon became the oldest champion in the history of the WWE while feuding with Triple H as a babyface. This is according to the official Guinness World Records site. That feud lasted a couple months. Vince can add this to his accomplishments and accolades. Number 7, high school sweetheart. Linda and Vince McMahon were pronounced husband and wife in 1966. This year will be their amazing 50-year anniversary, and it has been a great story of trust, sacrifices, and true love. We're not going to talk about loyalty, so shh. What's loyalty? I don't know. Vince and Linda first met during their teenage years. It was in a church when Vince laid his eyes on the beautiful Linda. Vince was 16 years old and Linda was 13. You know that embarrassing mom who tries to help you with girls? That was McMahon's mom, who introduced Linda to Vince, and this was how the couple met. Just 5 years after meeting for the first time, Vince popped the question and they lived somewhat happily ever after. Number 6, WWE Restaurant in New York. Oh no, guys, I feel it. It's one of those stupid ideas again. The WWE New York was changed and renamed to The World, but this was a WWE themed restaurant / nightclub in Times Square. The idea was actually pretty good and okay compared to the WBF and the XFL, but eventually it failed, even though it had a long lifespan. The grand opening was in 1999, which included the top floor that sold WWE merchandise, and the bottom floor was a nightclub where fans could watch Raw, SmackDown, or any WWE pay-per-view. Even for 2 years, Sunday Night Heat was being showed at this club. Unfortunately, 2003 marked the end of this great restaurant, and they sold it to Hard Rock Cafe. Number 5, Royal Rumble 2005 Quads. The 2005 Royal Rumble had one of the craziest unplanned endings ever. Both Batista and John Cena accidentally eliminated one another over the top rope and to the floor at the exact same time. Referees had no clue on who won and needed help with the decision. Out comes No Chains Such As the Man, Mr. McMahon on his way down to the ring. During the power walk down the ring, as he entered the ring, he suffered 2 torn quads. How? Vince, come on. According to Chris Jericho, he was actually sitting right next to Vince McMahon at the time, and Jericho told Vince to run down the ring and address the crowd and restart the match. Vince, you had one job! Number 4, he almost went to jail. Many people tend to forget all about the steroid scandal in the WWE in the early 90s, but it almost cost Vince McMahon everything. McMahon went to court and was charged with selling / distributing steroids to wrestlers. Don't forget they became illegal in 1988. Nails, a wrestler in 1992, testified against McMahon saying that he was forcing wrestlers to use steroids to enhance themselves. But he also said in that same testimony that he hated Vince McMahon's guts. Therefore, they did not take him serious at all. But Vince McMahon's savior came to the rescue. I am a real American. Hulk Hogan, yes! Hulk Hogan, who testified on McMahon's behalf, said that McMahon never distributed or forced wrestlers to use steroids. McMahon was later acquitted of all charges. Number 3, the incest angle. Vince McMahon came up with many different angles and storylines throughout the WWE. Some ideas became some of the greatest storylines ever, while some are weird to the point where Vince looks like a freak. This is that one where he looks like a freak. 3 words for you, Vince. What the Once upon a time, Vince McMahon thought he had a great story portraying Stephanie McMahon, his own daughter, as a pregnant character. A couple of weeks on Raw, there would be a mystery of who made her pregnant, and eventually they would announce it was her own father, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I'll say those 3 words once again. What the f***? It literally feels like he watched the porno right before proposing this idea. But thankfully, Stephanie McMahon rejected the idea, and she probably said those 3 words again. How does she even look at him the same way, to be honest? I wouldn't. Oh god, he's weird. Number 2, his horrible childhood. Vince McMahon had a sad childhood. As a child, he had to deal with dyslexia and attention deficit disorder, which he luckily overcame while growing up. However, his stepfathers gave him mental scars that he will never repress. McMahon's biological father had left his wife and son, Vince, at a young age. In fact, Vince first saw his father at the age of 12. Vince lived with multiple stepfathers, and many of those stepfathers abused Vince. Leo Lupton was the worst out of all of them though. Lupton abused McMahon's mother and Vince. Vince once said that it was unfortunate that Lupton died before he could kill him. I actually feel bad for McMahon's childhood, to be honest guys. It's pretty sad. And number 1, not a complete owner of the WWE. Many people believe that Vince McMahon gained 100% ownership of the company once his father passed away, but that was not the case. Vince only had 50% ownership of the company when he received the power. But who owned the rest, you ask? Gorilla Monsoon, Arnold Saaland, and Phil Zacco. Vince, however, said, "Hell nah, I want all the ownership. Me, Vince, power hungry." Ooh, more or less along those lines. He decided to offer all 3 men a great deal, which included a job for life with the company and a payment of $100,000 up front, which they all agreed on. After the deal was finalized, Vince owned 100% ownership of the company and had the freedom to do whatever he wanted. With this freedom, Vince revolutionized the WWE. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more, and comment down what you want to see next. And before I sign off in this video, I would like to thank my friend Marcus. I kind of just met him yesterday. I asked in my comments below if anyone could make a logo for me, or a new profile picture, shall I say, and he kindly asked to do it, and I decided to give him a shout out. So thank you, Marcus. Here are his channels. You have 3mod as one of his channels, and Hunder, I hope that's how you say, Hunder Graphics. Go check them out. The links are in the description below. Hopefully you guys like his content and subscribe. Thank you again, Marcus, and don't forget guys, take care and spike your hair.